there was a huge echo. So let me just restate what I just said. So, thank you guys. So today's chat was going to kind of echo what we said in What's Up in Makeup, which we've got a couple of stories that I want to talk about. The first one is surrounding James Charles again. But last week we were just kind of talking about how he's being followed by the paparazzi. This week, a couple weeks ago, he was talking about Alicia Keys and how she had no business making a makeup brand. Then he said, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been gatekeeping. It's a skincare brand, not a makeup brand, so it's okay. And now he's gatekeeping again with Lauren Conrad, and I have the video clip I'll show you. But the thing is this is not something that's new. This is a behavior that is seen in the beauty industry before, and I want to talk about what happened and why I'm not shocked that people like James Charles, I can't say people like James Charles, but James Charles and possibly other people, maybe behind the scenes, maybe things I'm missing, are gatekeeping the beauty community, and why that's pretty normal of a behavior, even though it's something that I think is absolutely insane. It's normal, but it bothered me last time it happened, and it's bothering me this time. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to be talking about the announcement that Jaclyn Cosmetics has a parent company, and that parent company, big shocker, is Morphe. So we're going to talk about the evolution of that. It's in late breaks and What's Up in Makeup, but I want to talk about that and kind of, I want to talk about that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and say hello very quickly to the people that are here live in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. All of the people telling me about the major echo. Thank you so much to Lova. And thank you so much to Despite Myself for joining the collective brain elite. I appreciate you so much. Thank you to Christina for being here, Dream Daisy and Carmen and Ms. Red Stilettos, Emily and Miranda and Carmine or Carmen, I believe it's Carmen, and Sarah and Ashley. Good morning. I know, I'm sorry there was so much echo. Justine, Michelle, Shannon, Gabriella, Angela, Robin, Emily, Miss Beauty P, Clarissa, and Sally. Good morning to everybody. And if I did not say good morning to you, good morning to you. I'm so glad that the echo is fixed. Hopefully, last time it took about 8 hours or so, maybe even longer than that, to get the YouTube to cut out the beginning. So if it's not one thing, it's another, right? All right, so let's talk James Charles. So before I say my piece, let's let James talk a little bit. Ooh, it's all stretched out. Why is it all stretched out like that? I guess because it's a Instagram capture, so it's going to be a little mushy. If you want to see it not looking like this, you can go over to What's Up in Makeup, and it looks kind of normal. Actually, let me fast forward a little bit because he kind of rambles a little bit in the beginning. Okay, yeah, it's all stretched out. It looks terrible. Sorry.
Maybe one day I'll tell you guys about it, but honestly, probably not, because I probably can't. I've just been really sitting here thinking, like, wow, could this actually get any weirder or any worse?
Okay. Hold on a second. Can you guys hear the audio on that? I don't want to play it and then have it not have audio. I'm floundering this morning. Floundering. Because there's like a 30-second delay. I want to make sure you guys could hear the audio. Okay, cool, because I can't hear it. I can't hear the audio. My headphones not plugged in? No, they are. What a mess. Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, I can't hear him. So I don't know why I can't hear him.
And it just did. I just opened a PR package from a new makeup brand from somebody who has no business having a makeup brand. And I just wanted to show you guys some of these products, okay? This is the liquid highlighter that I just opened up. Notice anything weird about it? There's no highlighter in there, nor is there a cap, and it's not even sealed. Like, I actually just received this piece of plastic in a PR box. I'm gonna cover the brand. This is the eyeliner that I just got. You notice the tip is white, right? That's because there's no ink in the actual eyeliner pen. Like, Stop making makeup brands. Stop!
Okay. So, yeah, something's wrong with my headphones. That's why I couldn't hear the echo. He does apologize, though. Let me show you the screenshot of his apology. real quick, just to make sure you know, because we want to make sure we have the whole story. I know it's a little squishy. Oh, hold on a minute. Boop. Okay, so just basically apologizing to her, and they worked it out. And then he's going to cry himself to sleep because he's like so mad at himself for doing that. I can't hear anything, so I might as well just take those things off because I can't hear anything in them anyway. I'm so frustrated. So anyway, this has happened before, and when this happened before was 2015. If you've never heard of it, there is a trade show called IMATS, International Makeup Association Trade Show, I believe, and there was an issue at IMATS in that Patrick Starr, Manny MUA, a bunch of people showed up, and there were crowds of people that wanted to meet them, and it was causing traffic jams. It was causing all this disruption at IMATS, and the makeup artists there were very upset. They were upset because these influencers were showing up and disrupting their space. It was chaos. I was there, and it was like, you know, there was screaming and there was a trail of people that were chasing after people. Like, it was like the Beatles had showed up. So IMATS ended up kicking out the influencers and basically saying you're not welcome here anymore. Brands couldn't even book influencers to be part of their booths. Like, they just said no more influencers. So if you were above a certain size and you were attracting attention, you were no longer allowed to attend. And the makeup artists were very much cheering this move on. They were saying, you know what, who are these influencers to come in here and take over our industry? Who are these people? They're not trained makeup artists. That's what they were saying. Whether they were or not is, you know, beside the point. But they're not trained makeup artists. All they're doing is sitting in their bedrooms, putting on makeup, and they're taking over, and they're thinking that they're so amazing, and they're ruining our event. And they have no business being here at our event. And everybody was upset, naturally, because, you know, no one likes to get kicked out of things. So the makeup artists were just, in general, you noticed YouTube videos popping up from makeup artists saying how influencers who had no business doing makeup and showing people how to do makeup were doing this, and they were basically ruining the industry. So now we have James Charles, who I don't even know if he was even around in 2015, basically saying the same thing, that actors have no business starting makeup lines. You know, this is for us. It's not for you. It's a cool kids crowd attitude. It's you know, I've worked to get to this point. You have not. Therefore, you don't belong. Which is very human, and I can kind of get where people are coming from. I get where the makeup artists are coming from. I get where James is coming from, but I think that it's wrong on both counts. I think that anybody should be allowed to use makeup and do what they want. I think it's a fear, personally. I think it's a fear of worrying about losing your space, worried about losing your spot, that some other industry is going to come in and take your spot, which is basically kind of what happened with makeup artists, in that, you know, these makeup artists have been working on television sets and movie sets and had worked so hard their whole lives, working with celebrities and you know, really developing a reputation, were suddenly getting passed up for influencers who, you know, had previously had, you know, no formal training and just kind of showed up out of nowhere and becoming famous for the things that they'd been working so hard at and were not famous for and were not getting the recognition for. So I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, you're coming into my space and you don't deserve to be here, but who says? Who says Lauren Conrad can't start a makeup company? She can do whatever she wants. Supposedly, she's been doing makeup stuff with makeup companies for years, which I don't know anything about Lauren Conrad. I'm going to be very honest. I had to Google who she was when she was in What's Up in Makeup the other week. I don't know who she is, but I've heard that she has been doing makeup things, like maybe she'd done something for Avon or something. I think I might have read that somewhere. But, you know, this is what happened. I keep saying this is the thing. Yeah, Jackie says he could have just DM'd her about the empty products without making a big deal. And I get that the market is getting oversaturated with celebrity brand, but it's not his place to say they can't do it. Jackie, I am totally with you. And if Lauren comes out with her makeup brand and it tanks because nobody's interested, then the market will give that feedback. The market will, if somebody shouldn't be doing it because it's not going to be a success, then let the market say that it's not a success. Let the consumers say it's not a success. It's not anybody's right to say you can't do that. There are plenty of people that would say that James has no business teaching people how to do makeup because he's not formally trained. There'll be people that say that James has no business working with Morphe to develop products because he doesn't have, any real makeup, artist experience. I mean, no one can deny that the kid is insane talented on doing makeup on himself. Hi, I have makeup on my teeth. Oh, I do. I had lipstick on my teeth. How long? For how long did I have lipstick on my teeth? And my headphones aren't working. It's a mess today. So, anyway. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. So, I mean, my point is that I don't feel like we have a right to tell anybody what they can and can't do as long as they're not hurting anyone. Let people do what they want. Let people do what they want. Let's see what the community has to say. Julie says, I was wondering if it wasn't a PR stunt. Now both names are being talked about. I don't know. I hesitate to attribute PR stunt to things without any proof. I mean, yeah, it could be, but let me see. Is that going to help? He's trying to fix my headphones. No, there's nothing coming through. It's nothing. I hesitate. I think people say PR stunt a lot, and without, I don't know. I mean, it's possible. It's possible, Julie. You could be right, but I would doubt it. Somebody said, why isn't anybody talking about Sanders Kennedy? I don't know. Why I don't know what Sanders did. What did he do this time? I don't know. I don't know what Sanders did. I don't know. Let's try again. That did not work. John's over here trying to help my headphones. Don't worry about it. It is what it is. It's a train wreck.
Oh my God, people are gonna be mad.
Oh, because of the screeching?
Sorry.
I don't know. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah,
they heard it. Oh no. I'm sorry, you guys. John did it. Blame him. Yeah. Sorry, you guys. Yes, Steph's like, ow. I'm sorry. This is awful. Should we just start over?
Are we canceled now?
I'm sorry, you guys. I'll try to put a big disclaimer, at on the replay.
We're canceled.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Tab says, if James is so knowledgeable, why couldn't he recognize a dummy PR package? I mean, obviously that wasn't meant to be sent out. I guess he was saying that he's, he was saying he's being pranked or whatever. And it's like, I don't know. Andrew Jack says, it got my dog's attention. Yeah, Lindsay says, weird to me that James wouldn't assume it was just a mistake. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you for the encouragement, Jess. I appreciate you. Yeah, Carol says, how many times is James going to apologize without change? I think he just needs to grow a little bit. I mean, was I at the maturity level at 21 years old that I would have done the same thing as he did? I don't know. I'm curious if I would have. I don't know. We have to remember he's still a kid. Sometimes I forget. Excuse me if that was loud. Sometimes I forget that some of these people are really young, and I'm not trying to be ageist. I'm 42 years old. I've seen a lot of things. I've had the opportunity to have a lot of experiences. I've had a lot of opportunity to grow. Someone that is half my age, I shouldn't expect them to have the same maturity level or experience or knowledge or, forethought. I mean, even I don't have forethought sometimes. It's like, can I really be, I just hope that, he takes these things as learning experiences. And I wish, Beth's saying he's not a kid. I consider 21 a kid because even when I was 21, I mean, I was working full time, going to college full time. I was living on my own, paying all my own bills at 21. I still kind of was a kid. And what is it, 26 or something when your frontal lobe stops developing or something? I don't know. Yeah, Julie says being a kid is not an excuse. I think it just depends. I think that, it depends on your own personal experiences. I feel like sometimes I forget that, maybe I should give people a little bit of a break, Hopefully he'll learn and grow and all of that. I mean, I'm just not seeing any change. And the more people around him enable him, the worse it's going to be. And he's not going to change. It's just, everybody's saying young adult, not a kid. To me, he is a kid. That's my opinion. I don't know. Yeah, Ginger says, I'm sorry, 56, he's a kid to me. I guess that's another thing having to do with my age at 42. It's like I see someone that's under 25 as a kid. I guess it is a young adult. I mean, they can go in the army and they can vote and they can drive and they can do all these things. Maturity-wise, 25, Tab says, yeah. As far as the frontal lobe, I don't know. But anyway, I'm ready to move on from that topic. I'm kind of tired. To be honest, I'm really interested in this next topic, but we can go back to talk about James Charles when we pop topics later if you guys want to. I'm so interested in this. I find this absolutely fascinating. Forma Brands is a new brand, new umbrella company that used to be called Morphe Holdings. Let's see if I can get this website to work. Incubators, accelerators, and curators. What's next in beauty? So Morphe bought this hair care brand called Playa. We've got the gummy vitamin company called Such Good Everything. We'll talk about that. Got Morphe 2. And we have, Jaclyn Cosmetics. So this used to be called Morphe Holdings. Now it is called Forma, which I think is very smart because Morphe does not have the best reputation. Here's the article. And I do have this linked under What's Up in Makeup, and it talks more about Forma Brands. It's Business Wire, and there's quite a few articles at this point talking about what they're trying to do. So basically, they're doing influencer brands and startup brands, and they are building them for the millennial and Gen Zs. So yeah, I have to remember to keep clicking that audio thing off because I can't hear it this week. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't have a receipt on this. Thank you to those of you that are joining the Collective Brain, by the way, the Collective Brain Elite. I appreciate you. All of you are members of the Collective Brain, but thank you for joining the Elite One Wicked Views. And I saw quite a few other people earlier. Thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate it. Didn't Jaclyn say it was, I guess it is her brand, because it's like, okay, so when you start a brand, it was her brand, but they do have an umbrella company. So basically it's funded by Morphe and her, I guess. It's her brand. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know how much of it she owns, how much of it Morphe owns. We just don't know at this point. We just know that she does have a parent company. So Morphe does have a stake in her brand, but we don't know how much at this point. It's like, wow. That like, I was surprised, but not surprised. Like, I really thought she was going to do it on her own. Pull a Lunar Beauty, pull a Laura Lee Los Angeles, and just do it on her own. But no. Yeah, Michelle says like Kendo and Fenty. See, I don't know if it's like that or if it's more, like, I don't know. Because Fenty, Rihanna owns 15% of Fenty. So we don't know how much Jaclyn owns. It could be anywhere. She could have a majority stake. She could have a minority stake. We don't know. Yeah. So it's just, see, now this is the thing, is that I now know that Morphe will do anything for money. But is that different than what we've known about Jaclyn all this time? It makes me so nervous because it's like the whole like switching over the formula of the original Jaclyn Hill palette. And she claims they didn't tell her, which I have no evidence that they did tell her. the hairy lipsticks, you know, the crappy Morphe quality of eyeshadows. They have the ability to produce high quality makeup. But I feel, my opinion is, they choose not to produce high quality makeup because they don't have to, and they can do it at a cheaper price because they use influencers to sell the crappy, cheaper products that aren't as good. They use the influencers to do that so that they don't have to invest in quality. And it's smart. And it's smart to target Gen Z specifically because they don't have as many years to have gained makeup experience to know the difference between a good product and a bad product. All they see is a D'Amelio going hee and being very cute and oh, I love them. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I think they seem like very lovely people, except for they need to not go to parties. But during a pandemic. But, you know, they see their faves and then they buy it and they have no bank of knowledge, not to their fault, but just that they have no bank of knowledge because they just haven't had that many years to use makeup to know the difference between a good product and a bad product. So millennials, they may have a little more trouble with. Maybe. Because they've had more years to experience products. But I really think that this is, unless they start, see, the thing is they don't have any reason to make their quality better. They have no reason to because the influencers are going to sell it for them. You know? It's like, What? Jennifer says, I don't like Morphe after you expose them using crushed dogs in their eyeshadows. I think you might have meant bugs. There are a lot of companies that use Carmine. It's not just Morphe, just to make sure. I don't think you meant crushed dogs. You meant crushed bugs. But the Carmine thing, it's been in makeup for, if not hundreds of years, thousands of years, since they started making makeup for various reasons. So I think it was just a typo. It's okay. Kara says, I'm confused to why people are so upset about this Jaclyn Hill thing. It's literally no different than Kylie Cosmetics, KKW Beauty, or Fenty people still seeing those brands as Kylie, Kim, or Rihanna. Okay, the reason why is because my memory could be wrong. I'm just admitting this. It could be wrong. But my memory was that Jaclyn said that Morphe was not involved. But she may not have said that. She may have just said, this is my brand. I know she said, this is my brand. So it's playing semantics. So, I mean, it's not about being upset. I'm not upset at Jaclyn. I'm not upset at Morphe. I don't really feel manipulated or anything. It's just like oh, okay. I see what's happening here. I see how this is going. I just don't trust Morphe further than I could throw them, which isn't very far. Okay, Say says Jaclyn did say that. Okay. Yeah, I feel like she did, but I don't have any evidence or receipts and my memory could be failing me. Yeah, Carly says Jaclyn may be under contract, not allowing her to have her own brand, so she did it through Morphe. Maybe. It's possible. I think that's a horrible contract. I don't think anybody should sign a contract like that. I think that sounds awful. Yeah, Jackie says she did. She made it seem like she completely worked on it on her own. Yes. Okay. So Terry says Jaclyn's brand was discovered to be owned by Morphe during Lipstick Gate. The lipstick analysis outed her because they didn't properly redact Morphe's name. That's right. You're right, Terry. You're right. But it was like, you know what? I think you are right. But now I think it solidifies it. Yeah, Morphe are the Mary-Kate and Ashley of makeup. They're geared toward tweens. Well, now Mary-Kate and Ashley are doing like very mature clothing. They're not mature, but like, you know, it's very like I can't see any tweens wearing Mary-Kate and Ashley clothes. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a fashion person. Daniele says, I think okay. I'm not sure, but it could be that Jaclyn owns the brand, meaning the logo, the name Jaclyn Cosmetics, but we don't know what share she has in it. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I'm just, Rizal says, some makeup artist doesn't want to have Morphe palettes anymore. I heard that their ingredients are from China and tested on animals, even though it's cruelty free. Okay, so the way that works is a product that is made in China does not have to be tested on animals. It's only imported products. So if I make, actually I talked about it with the palette I'm going to talk about today, the Glamlight palette. This was made in the PRC, but it's not sold in China. Therefore, they can, this can be cruelty free. If I wanted to make something in the United States, like let's say Laura Lee, Los Angeles Cosmetics, made in the United States, if she wanted to sell those products in China, she would have to go through pre-market testing and they would have to be tested on animals. That's why NARS and L'Oreal and all of those companies aren't cruelty-free benefit because they are subjected to pre-market animal testing. But just because it's made in China doesn't mean it's less likely to be tested on animals if it's made in China, because they don't test their own stuff on animals, which is weird because you think about all the things that we've gotten from China that have found have had lead in it and things like that, Claire's makeup, stuff like that. It's a weird situation and it really makes no sense. But they are Chinese made, but that doesn't necessarily mean bad. Like this palette right here that I'm going to talk about, this is a fantastic palette. It's made in China, and also like Juvia's Place, made in China, amazing quality products. So I think that it has to do with the lab. It has to do with the ingredients they put in it, the care they put into creating quality products, just like anywhere. Yeah, I mean, just because something's made in the PRC doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad, but it could mean that it is bad. So, but I mean, you know, Trash Queen Daniel, remember when you made a video about how Jaclyn Hill could do better with reviews and whatnot? Remember how you were dragged for that because she was the golden girl? Yeah, oh yeah, I had to turn off comments because I was... I got slammed so hard, but I was a little snarky in that video unnecessarily. You know, that was a reaction video. Now people do reaction videos and they get all kinds of positive feedback. I tried to do it and I got roasted. I got roasted. But I mean, the whole point of that video was just to say that her reviews, you know, in my opinion, could be a little bit better. And this is how they could be better. And people didn't want to hear it. So it's okay. It's all right. You know, people weren't ready. They weren't ready for that jelly. They just weren't. So it's all good. It's okay. Video's still up if you ever want to watch it. I was a little unnecessarily snarky in that video, though. I will say that. Oh, Cactus says your eyeshadow looks amazing. Thank you. I was a little weirded out about my eyeshadow. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but I'll tell you about it in a minute. Actually, it's 27 minutes in. Let's go ahead and take a little break, and let's talk about what's on my face since it was brought up. Joy says, let him roast, Jen. Do your thing. I know, right? Okay, so here we go. All right, so on my eyes today, I move my coffee out of the way so I don't spill it. I use the Glamlight Burger palette because I hadn't used this in a minute, and I really like this palette. The only thing about this palette is that the moisture definitely seeped into the cardboard here. I think they've been working on their packaging to get this not to happen anymore, which is a little bit creepy, and I know some people probably wouldn't use this palette at this point because there is moisture in the cardboard. It doesn't bother me. I'm not a big, huge germaphobe. Nothing wrong with germaphobes. It's just I don't know. Until I have a problem, I'll keep using it. But anyway, I didn't use any of the shades that are like weirded out. It's really just these shades here, the shimmery shades that got a little weird. So I used mustard, I used caramelized onions, and I did use cheddar. That one's not as creepy looking. Like blue cheese is a little creepy looking. And then in the inner corner, I actually used something different. I used some Jaclyn Cosmetics, and I used on my inner corner, I used the shade Chamomile. That's what's on the inner corner. It looks a little different in a swatch than it does on my eyes because of what I put underneath it. So I just want you to see the true color. It really is more champagne-y. It looks more yellow, but it's because of the base it went over top of. So that's Chamomile on its own. And then I use, I think this is called Shroom. No, Caribou. Caribou is this one. Is what's on my lower lash line. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Like effortless shine. Indie brands. Yes. I can't get it off. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit the mic. Okay, Jaclyn Cosmetics. These shadows are amazing. They're expensive, but they're amazing. This is PR, by the way. This was purchased. This is PR. I'll make sure I tell you that. But yeah, Jaclyn. Yes. Okay, on my cheeks today, I have this Kosas blush. This is PR. It's called Longitude Zero. I use the blush and the highlight. The highlight is very subtle, and I really like this blush. It's nice and buildable. It's a beautiful, beautiful blush. And then on my lips today, I think I purchased this. This is Dopey by ColourPop, and that's what I put down as my base. And then, to kind of brighten it, like lighten it and brighten it a little bit, I used Revive, and then by Poppin Cosmetics, Jen Loves Reviews, collabby thingy called the Metamorphosis Trio, and then I used Refine to kind of calm it down a little bit and make it a little less pinky pink, because I looked at myself in the camera and I was like, this is real pink. I don't know about this. That's real pink. So then I used the Refine to bring it down just a little bit. Oh, and then contour is the Fenty Matchstick in Amber. I love this thing. I've been using that a lot lately, like a lot. So yeah, that's what's on my face today. I'm not sure about this makeup look. I'm not. It's okay. It's fine. It'll do. But oh, Joy says Jessica loves that brawn too. Jessica Braun loves that blush too. Jessica loves that brawn too. Ginger Jeannie says, my husband heard Jen say she used mustard on her eyes, and wouldn't that sting? Speaking of that, have you seen Jaime French's Hot Cheetos video? If you haven't seen it, talking about sting in the eye, someone is dropping hot Cheetos on her face during that video. It is so funny. It is so good, especially if you were a hot Cheeto fan. I am not a hot Cheeto fan, but that video is so good. It's so good. It's hilarious. Let me see if I can just pull it up real quick, just so you can see real quick, because I just have to show you, because it is so fab. I can link it for you real quick and share it just a little bit. Okay. It's so good. All right, hold on. I'm almost there. Almost there. I'm copying and pasting it. Add input. Web browser. Paste. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, it's got an ad. We'll wait till the ad's over. I don't think you can hear it. Okay. I'm going to skip the ad. Sorry, Jamie. Oh, it's not letting me skip it. I guess because it's short enough. It's not letting me. Oh, wait, it was letting me. I haven't had ads in forever because I have that. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. This is it. I mean, really.
Know all about.
It's a song from Coyote Ugly.
Out the door, loving you. Isn't really something I know all about.
Cheetos falling on her face. There it is. I mean, talk about stinging in the eyeballs.
And how it's bound to be.
All right. So anyway, okay. I just had to share that with you because I found it absolutely hilarious. If you're watching this in the replay, check the video description. I'm going to add a link there for you so you can watch the whole thing. But if you are not subscribed to Jaime French, I swear you were missing out. She's amazing. She's incredible. She just started doing these movie reviews where she reviews really bad old movies. So she did one called The Buttercream Gang that I've never heard of, and it was hilarious. And then she did one on is it Sparkle or whatever, the Mariah Carey movie? Glitter, that's what it's called. So good. I hope she keeps doing those because they're really good. They're inspired by Bailey Sarian's murder mystery makeup, but they're she just basically goes over the movie and talks about how bad it is. They're hilarious. They're so good. She's amazing. So oh, Kimberly says I found her because of you and she's hilarious. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, she's so fabulous. So anyway, I figure we could just kind of pop topics from here and talk about whatever you all want to talk about. As far as the James Charles things, just to kind of wrap that up, I kind of just feel like people just need to do their own thing and let other people do their own thing. And as long as you're doing good and doing your own thing, I don't see why you care what other people are doing, unless they're hurting somebody else. So, and you can choose to support who you want to support. If you don't like somebody, if you don't think they're a good person, if you don't feel like they deserve to have a platform, then you can not participate in theirs and not support them. And that is up to you, and allow other people to do the same. Those are my thoughts. Oh, Melissa says 20% off Ulta purchase coupon is out today. Nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. Alexandra, how did my Ofra collection do? It did fabulous. Oh my gosh, thank you for asking. Yeah, it did really well. Way better than I expected, better than Ofra expected. They did do an initial run, and then they did have to make more. They did sell out of the initial run, even though it didn't show as sold out on their website, because Ofra is amazing, and they're able to, because they have their own lab in-house, they can just make things really quickly. If they start getting low, they can just start making them. And it's so cool. They're able to do that. So yeah, it went really well. Thank you for asking. And it's still for sale, and it's for sale for the foreseeable future. And that's really exciting. I'm hoping that it's still for sale once people stop wearing masks, because they really are fun to play with. But if your lips aren't showing all day long, then it's like, why do I need a new lipstick? Like, I totally get it. But they really are fun to play with. They really are. I love them. I love them so much. So thank you for asking. It went really well. Dose of Colors apparently is leaving Ulta, Becky says. Wow, that makes me sad. I love Dose of Colors. Their liquid lipsticks, like you know, are one of my favorite formulas. I really like their eyeshadow formula as well. I think that's pretty much all I've tried from the brand.
People want to know if there's any breaking news on the Manny ColourPop code thing.
Oh, the Manny ColourPop code thing. I haven't heard anything. I would imagine he's not going to say anything. Manny tends to, well, I can't even say that, because he does go off at the mouth sometimes. I have a feeling he's not going to say anything else on the Manny ColourPop code thing. If you didn't see What's Been Makeup today, Manny has gotten rid of his ColourPop code. And somebody was saying in chat that he had said before that his code wasn't working, and that maybe it would work again, that other people's weren't working. But he said he's canceled his code. So I don't know what why he chose to do that. I have a feeling he probably won't ever say. So thank you for coming in and reading the chat, husband. I appreciate you. Oh, Elizabeth says, is Too Faced coming out with a pumpkin pie palette? See, we talked about that in, I was in Late Breaks tab, I think it was, that they showed a pumpkin palette on QVC or HSN, I forget which one, but then the link to it wasn't there. So it was like maybe accidentally sneaked. But I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, that's a very Too Faced-y thing to do, to come out with a pumpkin palette. I mean, it makes sense. So we'll have to wait and see. Oh, wow. Claudia says a lot of codes from ColourPop are currently not working, even Kathleen Lights. Wow, that's interesting. Donna Bell wants to know if we figured out for sure that ColourPop is going to Target. I don't think we figured it out for sure, but stay tuned, because if we do find that out for sure, I will definitely be talking about it. Oh, by the way, this is merch that I'm wearing right now, in case you're curious. This is a fine gentleman named Roberto Blake. This is his merch. He does like YouTube tips and tricks. I don't really want to talk about the guy and his launch of the neutral palette. I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let it go. So I know a lot of people are posting that, so that's why I wanted to say. Let's see. Oh, Joy says, I'm so happy when really quality people exceed expectations. Congrats, Jen. Thank you so much. And I want to take a second, as far as the Ofra thing, to thank the people that tried it and showed it on their platforms, because I feel like that really helped a lot to get it out there to people that maybe aren't subscribed to my channel. So, there's so many people reviewed it on their channels, and it means so much to me. People sharing it in Instagram stories, reviewing it on their channels, big channels, small channels. And I'm just so thankful for people giving it a chance and trying it and, giving feedback on it. I just really appreciate it. And I love that Ofra allowed me to send it out to so many people. Okay, Alyssa says ColourPop is coming to Target. It was announced. I have not seen that formally. There you go. Sincerely, LGS, any news on Tati? Think she'll ever come back? I hope so one day. I don't know, though. I mean, the question will be, is the gain of coming back worth it? is she has to weigh the risk versus the consequences. Oh, I wanted to mention, I forgot to talk about this. So regarding the Forma brands, there's a gummy vitamin company, and I think this is what Tati was talking about. Let me see if I can get it to come up. Where did it go? This browser does not work the way oh, here we go. Okay, it's called Such Good whatever. So, excuse me. So they have Such Good Sleep. Here, let me show you. So we have Such Good Sleep, Such Good Hair, and it's gummy vitamins, and they're star-shaped. I feel like this looks more like Sugar Bear hair than anything. I feel like that it's a different market. Honestly, I feel like Sugar Bear hair and this are a different market than Tati's vitamins. That's my opinion. Such Good Belly. Here they are, Such Good Hair. So I'm curious to see what's in these things. I don't know. I don't feel like that's a competition for Tati, in my opinion. She would know better than I would, but I don't feel like that's competition. I feel like, you know, people that want gummy vitamins are going to buy gummy vitamins. People that don't mind swallowing pills are going to probably buy that. I don't know. But Tati did talk about that Morphe was coming out with a hair, skin, nails vitamin. She did talk about it, so that must be what it is. So I don't know. I don't see it as being the same thing. I mean, when you're talking about a gummy vitamin from Morphe, you're gonna get you're probably gonna get something extremely basic. Whether you like Tati or not, her vitamins have a lot of unusual ingredients in it. That's just a fact. Ingredients that you don't normally see in other things altogether. And I remember when I did my research on it, I couldn't find anything that was even similar to the concoction she had put together to put in these vitamins. So I don't see. I mean, you're getting a much more complex product. Whether it's better or not is debatable, but you're getting a much more complex product with the Tati vitamins than you are with the Morphe product, I'm assuming. I can't imagine that they would put a lot of time and energy and effort into making an excellent gummy vitamin. I just can't imagine that. I haven't seen the ingredient list, but I highly doubt it. We'll see, though. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah, Sharon says, I can't bring myself to spend that much money on vitamins. And some people say vitamins don't even do anything. Like, that's been a big thing, is that a multivitamin really doesn't even do anything as long as you have a diet that consists of real food, like from nature, that you're eating natural foods and not just all processed foods. You don't even need vitamins unless, like, I know that some vegans need to supplement with certain things. Vegetarians, I'm not sure, may need to supplement with certain things, but the rumor is that multivitamins aren't even that necessary really for a lot of people. Patrick says this Tati thinks she's the only one allowed to make vitamins. I would hope not. And I think that's a little bit weird too. And y'all know how much I love Tati, but I do think it's a little weird, that, I mean, there's so many supplement companies out there. Becky says, disagree. I need vitamin D and other things. And I think that well, that's kind of what I was saying though, Becky, is that I think for certain people, you need certain things. I mean, people that are anemic need something. People that are vitamin D deficient for whatever reason. I mean, there's certain reasons. I was talking specifically about multivitamins. So I don't think we disagree. I think we actually agree. Christy says, I've taken Tati's pills for 6 months and they truly work. And I've heard that from multiple people. My friend Nicole from Yoni Nicole swears by them. I only took them for a month, so I can't even really speak to them. I'm not a big fan of swallowing pills. It's not my favorite thing in the world. So, and also I was worried that it was going to interfere with like my skincare reviews and things. If it was truly doing what it said it was going to do, I wouldn't be able to say whether it was the skincare that was doing things or whether it was the vitamins that were doing things. So I didn't want to continue doing it for that reason as well. Yeah, Kayla says, every person is different. I believe vitamins and supplements, not the gimmicky ones, are necessary and helpful, especially for people who don't have health insurance. Yeah, and I think that talking to a doctor too is important, depending on, what your individual needs are. Donabelle says, Halo worked so well for me. Fast hair grows stronger and longer nails, but I broke out so bad with painful cystic acne. Oh no. Yeah, and it's like, and the other thing too is it's like, who's to say? Like, we don't live in these vacuum bubbles of, we try new makeup and we, maybe exposed to environmental things, or, maybe we accidentally touched our face, or, there's so many factors that you can't even really account for to say whether the vitamins did something, didn't do something, caused something, didn't cause something. It's really hard to say for like science. They would have to do like a controlled study in order to know whether, really and truly whether it's doing things. But I've heard a lot of people swear by the Halo vitamins. Claire says, buying expensive pee. Isn't that what Sheldon said in BBT? Guess you should get tested for the things you were actually deficient in before taking them. That's definitely an option. Totally. Just trying to find things that'll continue the conversation. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Emmy says, ditto on the high doses of vitamin B. Being a big acne trigger for me, my doctor told me to avoid. Yeah, I mean, it just totally depends. Yeah. Love the Pink says, unfortunately, certain YouTubers with success forget the purpose of why they started YouTube and became solely business driven. Yeah, or they started YouTube because they were business driven. I feel like some people might have. It depends on when they joined, because, when a lot of people joined, there was no money involved in it. If you joined before 2009, there was no money. And even in 2009, there wasn't a lot of money. It wasn't until 2011, 2012 that people really started like going into becoming these huge YouTube famous millionaires, multi-millionaires, some of them. So, yeah. Anildol? I think I'm going to try. If you take medications, you have to be careful with supplements and vitamins. Absolutely. And talk to your doctor. 100%. All right. So yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen with Forma. We'll have to wait and see. But it's very interesting. And it is a smart business move to start an umbrella company. I mean, umbrella companies are ridiculous. We talk about Louis Vuitton company and how many companies they own and are a part of and helping get started. If it's like it's almost pyramid scheme-ish, isn't it? Kind of, not really, but a little bit. You're here and you get a little bit of all these companies. You're LVMH and you get Sephora and you get a little bit from all of that, and then you start, Kendo, and then you get a little bit from there. Without having to recruit people on Facebook. It's kind of like that. And it makes sense. It makes sense as the next step. So there you go. Makes sense. Makeup just for fun. If people only knew how little money most YouTubers actually make from ads. Oh, definitely check out her YouTube channel. Hi, Amanda. Good to see you. It just depends. I think that, this is what I believe. I feel like if you want to see whether your favorite YouTuber is making a living wage or not in the beauty space, I can't speak to other spaces. If they're getting over 1 million views a month, they're probably doing okay. If they're getting 500,000 views a month, 300,000 views a month, it's probably not enough to make a living on. And that's a lot. That's a lot of views. If you think about 300,000 people, that's a lot of people clicking a button. It's a lot of people. And it takes a long time to get there. So that's kind of my marker of where I think, you can kind of gauge whether somebody's making a living wage or not. So when you get to people that are making, doing 2 million views a month, 3 million views a month, 50 million views a month. I mean, you're talking about if somebody has 50 million views in a month, they're making really, really, really good money. And then plus you got to think about sponsorships too, because once you start getting more followers, then you start getting sponsorships and you can charge thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for a 60-second mention. So that adds up as well, Sarah says, it seems like most channels are just reviews of things and no more tutorials because they don't feel like it's worth their time, which kind of stinks. True. #true. Because this is what happens, and I've heard this from so many different people as far as tutorials, is people say, can you do a tutorial on that look? They do the tutorial on the look, and it wasn't worth the time because it takes a lot of effort to film a tutorial, like to zoom in, to do all of the, you know, especially some of the looks that people do. My looks doing a tutorial isn't going to be that much work, but for the people that like actually do really good artistry, it's a lot. It's a lot to do a tutorial, you know, to edit it and cut it and put all the things in, saying what shade they're using and all of that. It's a lot. And they really don't get, unless you've got something else, unless it's a chit chat, get ready with me, unless it's a murder mystery makeup, unless it's got something else to draw people in, it doesn't get the attention. And you know, as a YouTuber, you have to invest your time in things that your audience wants to see, you know. And you like, that's why I killed the makeup minute, was because it wasn't worth the time and energy for the number of people that were watching it. So that's why it's so important that if you want to see tutorials, that you watch any tutorials that your favorites come out with. You know, and really watching the content that you want to see, and not clicking on things just to hate watch, not clicking on things, you know, and supporting content that you don't support. So Becky says Robert Welsh teaches me. Yeah, and the thing about Robert Welsh is that not only is he professionally trained, he's extremely talented, and he's amusing, he's funny, he tells good stories, he's got great energy. So people aren't tuning in just to see his tips. They're tuning in because Robert Welsh is extremely likable, and they want to spend time with Robert. And I think that's why. I think that's why he's doing so well. So, you know, yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. All right, we've got about 7 minutes left. Courtney's talking about Candles by Victoria. Okay, so really quickly, I should give you an update on that. Candles by Victoria, my affiliate code does still work. 10% still goes to Baltimore Highlands Elementary School, which is the school that I taught at. It's a low-income school. I'm about to make another $1,200 donation to Baltimore Highlands in the fall. I'm so excited. So that link is always at the bottom of all of my videos if you are interested in buying some amazing candles, especially as fall is coming up. Oh My Pumpkin Pecan Waffles is my favorite candle of all time. It's got little molded pumpkins on top. Look at their Instagram. You can see all of their amazing candles. Oh My Pumpkin Pecan Waffles, my the apple crisp one that I created with them. Well, she created it for me. That one's fantastic for fall. It looks like a little apple crumble on the top. They're beautifully done. It's a little small company out of Texas, and 5% does go to support the channel. 5% of sales goes to the channel. 10% goes to Baltimore Highlands, and I'm very excited to send them another $1,200 check. So that'll bring us up to I'm pretty sure close to $7,000 that we've donated to them at this point, based on purchases through Candles by Victoria. So it's very exciting. It should actually already be linked. It's like an automatic link at the bottom of all my videos. So yeah, so I'm very excited. I'm very excited to be able to do that. I haven't heard back from my contact yet because I don't think that she's back to work yet. Hopefully she's still there. If not, I'll just email the principal and get it to them that way. But I want to make sure, because I have to write what I want it to go toward, and I want to make sure that my list is appropriate for what they need right now.
Can you tell them that they can use it on anything on the site?
Oh yeah. Yes, you don't have to buy my candles that I did with them. You can use anything on the site. They have really cool woodwick candles over there that crackle, that are super nice, and you can put any scent you want in them. The scents can be a little daunting because there's literally thousands of scents over there. So it's gonna be a little daunting picking a scent. If you aren't sure and you want to try some and you like melts, you can buy packs of the melts and smell, you know, just like samples of the little wax things. So if you have like a burner, and then you can test them out before you buy a full candle. I've done that before. But yeah, it goes toward anything on the site. It's through your whole purchase. So every once in a while, I'll get like a commission of like $20 off of one person because they've just purchased so much from the site, which is incredible. Yeah, their wax melts are amazing. Oh, and also Kendall Ray. If you know Kendall Ray, she does true crime. She did a candle with them as well. And I forget she did 100% of her proceeds are going to charity. So that's over there as well. I think it's just a sticker on a woodwick candle. But yeah, so that's a thing too. And she has a link as well. So you can click over on one of her videos. I think she has the links. If you type in Kendall Ray, Candles by Victoria, you should find it into YouTube. Oh yeah, T-Lock says, I want Christy to do more tutorials for a palette. I get other channels not doing them currently since you can't buy the palette anymore. Yeah, and I think that's just what it comes down to, is you just can't buy it anymore. So it's like, you know, yeah, nah. It stinks, man. It stinks. Oh, sincerely, LGS, Jackie Ina candles, overpriced or not? Thoughts? I do have a picture of my Jackie Ina candle. I did get one. It is called Caked Up, is the one that I got. It smells like cake, but also like sexy. It's like sexy cake. That's what it smells like. It smells really nice, and the scent throw on it is really good. My living room and my kitchen are connected, so I had it burning in my kitchen, and I was probably 20 feet away in my living room, and I could smell it. My husband smelled it when he came in the door. It's got a really nice scent throw on it, and they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. It's a glass jar, and then the packaging that it comes in, the box it comes in, is beautiful. It did cost me $40 for one candle, which is a lot for me to spend on a candle. That was including shipping, and it was a lot to spend on a candle. I don't think that I'm going to buy more anytime soon because it is over my price point, but I did want to try one. I do love candles and I do love Jackie, so I wanted to get one. I was thinking about getting the full set, and I'm kind of glad it was sold out when I got over there because it was real expensive to get all of them. But yeah, they're beautiful. So you just have to kind of decide. I mean, like, some people will never buy a Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette, no matter how beautiful it is, no matter how nice it is, no matter how well they work. Some people will never buy them because it's over their price point. So you just have to decide where your max price point is for a candle. But I will tell you, it is very nice. It's a nice candle. Yeah, and Lainey, it did cost me $40, including shipping, for one candle. It's a lot. The size of the candle, that's another thing to consider. It's probably about the size of my coffee mug. I forget the exact size, but it's about this size, the wax up to like here. It's not a big candle. But also I think it's soy wax, coconut wax blend, which I think might be more expensive. I don't know. I'm not a candle person. I don't know. But that might be contributing to it as well. AYS says, did you get the Laura Lee Los Angeles brush set? I did not get it. I have so many brushes. Oh my gosh, I don't need any more brushes. I thought about it though, but I did not get it. Yeah. There's not enough vowels. Divu, I'm going to say. I know it's not right, and I'm so sorry. Worth the price is always subjective, 100%. 100%. Yeah, Karen says soy is better for you. Gotcha. Yeah, I know there's things about chemicals and stuff. Manager Jack says, I wonder what sexy cake would taste like. It's not a cake I would ever eat. Let me just say that. Like, if through the smell, it doesn't smell like something I would want to eat. It's too perfumey for that. It's too, like, sexy perfumey, like spicy, sexy perfumey. Jessica says, I'm kind of fed up with people thinking a degree makes you competent. You could be a doctor but barely passed, but a midwife and never lost a life. That's true. I think that formal training, there is something to be said for formal training for certain things. There are things like, okay, so being a teacher, I feel like it's important to have formal training to be a professional educator. I think that's important. But do I feel like half my classes that I took in formal training were useful? No. Probably about half my classes I did not find useful at all, and the other half I did. But it was like my internship that was overseen by professionals helping me to learn the ropes. I felt like that was really important. So whenever there's like an internship or I don't know, what else you call them? Whenever you're being overseen by someone who knows what the heck they're talking about, apprenticeship, things like that, I feel like that is a very, very valuable experience that I don't think can be gained any other way. So I do think that there are some things that formal training is really important. And I think also, I don't know why my dogs are barking. I don't know. But I think, we're already at an hour. Last thing I wanted to say is that I do think there are some things that formal training isn't necessarily necessary. I think makeup artistry, from what I understand, I think formal training can definitely help. But I think, some people just have that talent. Some people just have that eye, for artistry. And But I do think there's a big difference between doing makeup just on yourself and calling yourself a makeup artist, and the ability to do makeup on other people and call yourself a makeup artist. Being able to do makeup on an 85-year-old person versus being able to do a makeup on a 16-year-old or a 20-year-old or a 40-year-old, someone with very light skin, someone with very deep skin, everything in between. Being able to do that, I feel, is true makeup artistry. That's my opinion. But I mean, there's also special effects makeup. You know, there's different styles and genres and all of that make a difference. So Tiffany says, I think part of completing a degree looks good because it says you can finish what you start, and it usually leads to a well-rounded education. Good point, Tiffany. Good point. But I don't think, I mean, I think that if you are taking like some fields, you can read a lot and learn everything you would have in school. It just depends. It just depends. So, all right, I should probably go, unfortunately, and I'm sad. It's 2 minutes after. I'm so sad. I was trying to see if there's anything else to wrap this up. Thank you all so much for being here. Just a reminder, there will be no live chat next week. There will be no What's Up in Makeup next week. I will not be here. We are going on a family camping trip so that we can socially distance and still have a vacation. So we are going into the woods in our van and self-contained and still have fun, and we'll have s'mores and, you know, be happy and have family time, hopefully. So thank you all so much for being here. I hope you liked chat today. I know I had fun hanging out with you, and mad love to you. Have a great week. There will still be content up on the channel next week, just so you know. That's not going away, and I'm hoping to at least have one video for you while I'm gone. So yeah, thanks so much, and mad love to you, and I will see you in a video very, very soon. Bye.